Hello, right. Hi Jerry, thanks for joining, and thanks everyone who's watching this either live or later on YouTube. Jerry, if you can hear you well, thank you, mate. That's literally was going to be the first question I was going to ask if I was audible. Is the music at a good level compared to my voice? Just let me know, and I'll crack on with my demo. And hopefully my camera's good with me in the bottom corner here. So music a bit lower. Do you want me to make it even lower, or is it okay as it is? I've got it quite low, so I can just about hear it. Ah, well, you say I can zoom in on the screen. So I've got this boom. So when I want to zoom into something, then I can zoom into it like that. Isn't that good? Very fancy. Right, so let's look at what we're going to do. So I've got a service port page set up for two widgets that we're going to try making. Hopefully this will work, and if anyone in the chat wants to suggest anything else we can do after we've finished making a cool widget to do something, we can do that. I've made we're going to test all these different LLMs. So GPT-5 Sonnet 4.5, GPT-5 Codex, Grok 4, it's actually Grok Code Fast, Gemini 2.5, Qwen 3 Coder, Deepseek 3.1, Llama 4 Maverick, and GLM 4.6. Some of these I've not tried to make Service Portal widgets with, so it'll be interesting to see how they do. So I've got the widgets all created and pages for them. So when we click on one, we're taken to a page. Obviously you can't see anything on here at the moment because the widget hasn't been created. So let's do GPT-5 as our first one, and we'll see how we go. So we're going to do the service catalog widget for GPT-5. So what I'm going to do is, when the page loads, I've just had to wake my instance up again, so it might be a bit slow for a few minutes, but we'll see. This might be our first tech failure of the evening already. The instance not loading properly. It's having a good old think. I might try it again. There we go. So I've got VS Code open, and I've got my ServiceNow Script Sync folder open. So let's just wait for the page to finish loading. Right, let's send all this to VS Code. Stick that over there. So HTML, CSS, server script, and client controller. We won't need the link script for the link for what we're doing here. So I've got a pre-made prompt that I have created. So let me just grab that. So here's what we are going to ask the LLMs to do. We're going to use the same prompt for all of them, and we are not going to try architect mode or anything like that in the coding agent. We're just going to one-shot them. So we're just going to see what they come up with on their first attempt. If there's any that we like the look of and we think we might want to, iterate on, we can do later. But we're just going to do one-shots for now, and we'll see how they get on. So Kilo Code is the add-on I'm using, as I showed in my other video that I put on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching this on YouTube, it's on there. So let's switch to GPT-5. So we are going to ask it to create a ServiceNow Service Portal widget that displays a card view of all services from the CNDB CI service table. Use Bootstrap 3 components and font awesome icons. Actually, I'm going to change that to font awesome 4 icons, because that's all you've got in Service Portal by default, is version 4. So Bootstrap 3 components and font awesome 4 icons to make the cards visually appealing, e.g. panels or thumbnails, and show key details like service name, short description, business criticality, and owner. Use the glide record query in the server script to fetch active services. Add client-side search and filtering, e.g. search by name, description, and filter by criticality or owner. Ensure the widget follows accessibility best practices, including semantic markup, descriptive labels, and keyboard-friendly interactions. So, let's send this to GPT-5 and see what we get back. So this is going to be real time, no edits. So obviously we're at the mercy of the API for the LLMs at the moment. So, but it's thinking about it. So if I expand this, we can see what it's actually thinking about. So it's deciding what it wants to do. Oh, it's going to create a to-do list as well. I'm considering the IT service table alongside the CMDB CI service table. That's interesting because that table doesn't exist, so it'll be interesting to see what it actually does. But anyway, let's see how it goes. Is this the first time you've ever seen an AI coder, Jerry? I know you've seen a couple of demos of the ServiceNow ones, but I don't think you've ever seen any actual real coding done by an AI in real life. Done. Here we go. Right, it's reading the existing files. Obviously, they're all empty, so it won't have much to see. But let's see how it goes. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Right, what's this thinking about? Okay. Okay, this looks more promising. I don't know what that was all about. So the file's definitely there. But anyway. Sometimes you'll get this, the LLM will try to do something that is either, you know, non-existent or it has trouble editing a file. The add-on will sort of keep it on track, hopefully. Is the file actually... Oh, it's just empty, so okay, fair enough. Let's see what it wants to do. Oh, you can't apply diff to an empty file. That's fair enough. So the coder gives the LLM various tools, and it's got like read file, create file, apply diff, so it can edit files, things like that. And that's all sent with the instructions, so that the LLM knows what to do. So here we go. It's starting to edit files now. So I'll zoom out, and we'll see it start to write code in real time. So. Boom, boom, and boom. Now, whether this code works or not, who knows? But we'll see on the first attempt. I'm not expecting all of them to get this working. Yeah, it's really easy to set up. I can literally get you up and running in 5 or 10 minutes. But if you want me to help you. Or you can just look for some guides, or watch my video. I can't remember how in depth I went to it. No, I didn't go into how to set it up on my video because I assume there's other videos out there. But yeah, if we want to do a step-by-step how to do it, how to set it up, and you can follow along, then yeah, we can do that. So as this has made all the file changes in here. These have all been synced back into ServiceNow. So if I reload the widget, you can see it's all in there. So let's see what it wants to. It just wants to do the CSS now, which is fair enough. There we go. There's all of our style sheets. Successfully, right? It's I love it when it says to itself things like this. I've successfully created the ServiceNow Service Portal widget, which is exciting. It is very exciting, yes. This is cool as well with the to-do list. Not all models will generate this, but it keeps track of what it's doing, and you can see where it is, which is quite cool as well. Obviously to put a QA step in here, but it can't do the QA. I'll have to do it. Hi Justin, I hope you're well. I am funny. I'm a funny guy. I've got my jokes are the best, aren't they, Jerry? I hope he's enjoying his jacket that you got from the World Forum. No, I won't do any bad jokes on this stream. Hi Harry, welcome to the stream. That's Jerry who's in the chat with you. Right, let's see where it's going. Thinking, I'm wrapping up the filtering logic. It's thinking about it. Okay, yeah, it needs to make sure the function and scope are all there. This is actually taking longer than I expected for GPT-5. So, yeah. I know, right? I'd love to see So for those who aren't watching live and are following in the chat, Harry just, because Jerry's handle is SN product owner, and Harry said, shouldn't it be Snow product owner? He's just trying to it's trying to antagonize him. Oh dear. Right, what's it got to do now? Updating load state visuals and URL persistence, and adding a loading indicator. Okay, if it wants to add a loading indicator, we will let it. It's going a bit above and beyond what we asked, but we'll see. It's obviously maybe interpreted something from the prompt. I must say I've noticed GPT-5 can get quite slow on occasion. So I mean, we've been doing this for like what, 10 minutes now. How long's this been going for? Does it say? I don't think it does. Just for reference, so far this widget creation has cost 22 cents. That's the Kilo Code API cost for the model. Different models cost different amounts. Some are more expensive than others. So it'll be interesting actually as well to compare how much they cost on the one-shots. So what I'll probably do afterwards is when I edit the video to put it on YouTube, I'll just check how much each model cost and maybe just put a screenshot on LinkedIn on my blog just to say, right, here's the results and here's how much they cost. But yeah, GPT-5 can be a bit sluggish. I'm assuming their API is under a bit of a heavy load and we're getting throttled. So it's making some changes. Just out of interest, is this stream on Twitch in 1080p? I can't remember what I set it to. I'm recording locally as well, so that'll be in 1080p, but I'm not sure what my Twitch is set to. Right, those are all the coding tasks done. The QA is the last one that needs to be done, so it'll probably ask me to do something. Now, obviously, I've given it the name of the table, CMDB CI service, but thanks for confirming that, Jerry. I've given it the name of the table, but obviously I haven't given it like details of the field name, so it's just using its own knowledge. Probably what would be better is to have a vector database of all of a bit more context within ServiceNow, things like the tables and you know what fields are in them and other stuff like that. But for now, I've tried to include just some details in the prompt and then let the LLM do what it can do using the knowledge that it's got. As I say, things like Claude and GPT actually know a lot about how ServiceNow works, and a lot of the out-of-the-box tables, it does know things for ServiceNow. It just obviously it's in its training data somewhere. So yeah, right. So it says it's done. So it says it's done all these things. So it's created all these files. The server script does this. So it queries the CMDB service table, returns the fields, builds filter lists. The client controller does the filtering and the sorting. The templates, Bootstrap 3 and Font Awesome 4. It's created styles. It's telling me how to use it, add it to a service portal page. Well, I don't need to do that because I've already got one. And it's highlighted the accessibility. I'm not really going to test the accessibility stuff in this video. And bye, Harry. We'll see you soon. Right, so that's our first widget created. So let's reload this service portal page and see if it works. This should be very interesting. So here we go. No, it doesn't. Have I opened the right? I've done the wrong one. Oh dear me. That's the first. We'll use this one page instead then. I'll put it in the wrong section. Never mind. There we go. Oh, I've been taken back to the home page. Why have I been taken to the home page when I opened it? That's very interesting. Why is it doing that? Okay. Now that's either a problem on my end or the script is doing something. Let me take a look. So we could ask it why it's doing it. Shall we do that? Let's ask it. When I open the page this widget is on, after a couple of seconds we're redirected to the portal homepage. Can't type. Okay, let's see what it makes of that. I've never seen that happen before, so either there's something weird going on. It could be something weird in the client controller. So we'll see what it's doing. So much for one-shots. While it's doing that, I'm going to fix the fact that I've put it in the wrong one. So let me go back here. Let me open this. Oh wow, yeah, my dev instance has been horrendously slow, so don't know what's going on. Right, let's edit this widget. No, that's not how I do it. I shouldn't have clicked on that. I should go to right click on that and widget in the editor. There we go. Okay, it's having a think about what to do. Oh, it's got a question. I've updated URL handling in the client script to preserve existing query parameters and use location replace, which should stop the service portal router redirect. Okay, interesting. No, it doesn't. So is there something weird on my... page. Let me have a look at the let me just fix this as well. I know that's the other way around, but the joys of live streaming. Let me try one of the other pages just to see what happens. Yeah, doesn't do anything. Yeah, it's just refreshing the window location. That's true, mate. It shows you how these things can sometimes go weird. Let's have a look in the browser console, see if we can... Oh, hang on, what's this? Disable URL state persistence. Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. I don't know why it's trying to do that, to be honest. It's certainly not in my... I wouldn't have thought it would have done that. So yeah, sometimes it'll ask you a question and it'll give you some choices, but obviously you've still got free text to type in what you want. But in this case, I've just selected, it's still redirecting, disable URL state persistence entirely in the widget. So let's see how well this does. Hopefully the rest of them won't be as slow as this as well, because as I said, this GPT-5 seems to be going very slow this evening. So. Right, the client script's being edited. URL state persistence disabled to avoid service portal router redirects. Intentionally left blank. Thank you. It's like an exam. This section has been intentionally left blank. Right, let's try that. So the script should have updated. Yep. So let's go back here. Click on this. No, it's still doing it. It's just redirecting me to SP. Mate, it could be cache though, actually, thinking about it. Let's clear my cache. There we go, that's done it. Right. So we've got a page here with a list of businesses. We've got an all entry. I don't know if that's what's actually in the table. Shall we have a look at it? CMDB, CI, service uplist. Yeah, there is an all in there. I'm not sure what that's all about. So we've got 42 things in the table, so that should more or less include what we got here. Can we click on any of these? No, they're not clickable. The last time I tried this, the widget that was created, you could actually click on them, but I haven't told it to do this in the prompt reviews, so I mean that's fine. Does searching work? So if I type in BlackBerry, yeah, client-side searching is working. Criticality, all. Okay, do we have criticality on the... We've got business criticality, so that hasn't picked anything up. Owner, well, it's filtered by the owners. It could be that criticality is not working because it's used the wrong name for the field, which is probably the case. We can look at the server script in a minute and see what it's trying to pull back for that. Sort name A to Z or criticality high to low. Well, sorting by Z to A or A to Z works, but obviously criticality is not working because presumably it's the incorrect field now. So let's look at the... Oh, let's just tell it yes, this is resolved. So let's look in the server script. So critical value, critical space, getting business underscore criticality. So is that the right field name for this table? Let's have a look. This is great. So this is my out the box developer instance, right? So I haven't made any customizations to this at all. All I've done is create a few pages in Service Portal, and the business criticality field on CMDB is incorrectly spelt. There's an S missing from business. Nice one, ServiceNow. So there you go. So that's why it's not working, because it's looking for a field called business criticality, but the field is actually misspelt. So let's fix the server script then. Let's get rid of that S and save it. And then if we reload the page, we now see business criticality. So there you go. And hopefully, if I click on this, we should see the options. Yes, we have. So we've got most critical, somewhat critical, and less critical. So if we filter by that, then we can see the somewhat critical services, the less critical services, and the critical services, or everything. Right. Okay. So this is our first widget then. So there you go. I'm not keen on the layout personally, but that's just preference. And I'd also like it to not have all these weird gaps, but that's because some of them have got more information than others, so they extend in an, you know, outside. The grid view needs to be updated basically. So we could do like fixed heights for them all, but yeah, this is a first iteration of the widgets. So there we go. That's GPT-5. Let's try Sonnet now then. So let me make sure I open the correct widget this time. So it's services Sonnet 4.5 is the one we want, which is that one. So it sends the HTML, CSS, server script, and client controller to VS Code. Let's close the GPT-5 ones down so it doesn't get confused. I've accidentally closed one of the Sonnet ones as well. Let me do that then. What we've got open: client script, CSS, the server script. There we go. Right, let's see what Sonnet makes of our prompt then. So let's see if this is any faster. And Sonnet's got a larger context window, so that means the conversation can keep going for longer before it starts to lose earlier parts of it, which is really good for coding. So, but Sonnet's also probably the most expensive model, well, apart from Claude Opus. But I found it to be very good at scripting. Here we go. So this is a lot faster than GPT-5 was. But it's already cost us 10 cents, and we've only been going for, you know, a few seconds. So this has got a much more concise to-do list. So it's just literally creating server script, create HTML template, create client-side controller, create CSS styles. Okay, I'll let you do your thing. Oh, this is adding. No, this has added little icons for how critical things are. So something that's business critical, it looks like, has got an exclamation mark and a triangle exclamation mark. So now it's creating the client controller. We're up to 16 cents now. And now it's creating the CSS. I just love watching it type. It's pretty cool when it does this. And especially when you're asking it to change files as well, and you can see it adding and removing little bits. It's really cool. There's quite a lot of styling going on here. Should be interesting. Okay, the to-do list is done, so it should... Okay, there you go. So I've successfully created a ServiceNow Service Portal widget. Tells you what everything does that it's created. Right then, let's see how this looks. Sonnet 4.5. Wow. Okay. So we're showing 42 of 42 services. So they don't all have descriptions. When you hover over them, you get this nice hover effect. We've got details of the business criticality. Now, this is saying not set for all of them. I'm assuming this is going to have the same problem, that the business criticality field is spelled correctly on the script, but not in the instance. So again, I'll have to go in and fix that. But I'm not going to tell any of them about this. I'll just go in and fix it manually because I think that's adding too much complexity to the original prompt. If you click more details, is it going to take us to... Oh, it gives us a clock. How strange. I wonder why it's done that. That's very picky. I'm getting some very unexpected results here. Is the time? I mean, I don't even know what time that's supposed to be. Let's see if searching is working. So let's search for PeopleSoft. Yep, there we go. So that's filtered correctly. And then the owners are all here. So let's go in and again, let's fix the business criticality. Business criticality. Boom and boom. And refresh. There we go. Oh, and it gives them a colour. There we go. One most critical. Oh no, they're all red. That's fair enough. We could have the criticality change colour depending on how critical it is, I suppose. So yeah, I have no idea what this clock is all about. But anyway, that's the one shot for Sonnet. Quite like that. Claude does have this habit of making this nice blue and purple gradient in lots of things. I've got to say, I don't hate it. I do quite like it. But yeah, for a one-shot, quick ask, that's pretty good. I really like that. Certainly a bit more pleasing on the eye than grey boxes. But obviously, that's all subjective, so... But I know which one I prefer. Right, let's go for GPT-5 Codex now. Let's see if it's any faster than GPT-5. So, GPT-5 Codex services. I prefer the Sonnet one, but I like purples. So that's probably what it is. But I do think the Sonnet one shows the information in a bit more of a, user-friendly fashion. But you could get there with GPT-5. You might just need a couple of prompts, But I mean, how much did that cost? That cost 30 cents. The GPT-5 one cost 51 cents. But the GPT-5 one took a lot longer. And probably added a lot of things. So this is where prompt engineering is very important. But as I say, we're using the same prompt for everything on this. So let's just do it. Haiku 4.5 has been released recently as well. But I've heard that it says it's like Sonnet but 3 times cheaper. But I've watched a couple of YouTube videos that weren't very impressed with it. So we're not going to test that today anyway because it's literally only just come out. Yes, I did there was some prompt engineering stuff at the World Forum actually, which I did. But I've also done a few things on LinkedIn, but it's been a while. And that was when GPT-4 first came out. So we're talking 2 years ago or so. So it'll be I'd be interested to see if there's been any advances in that field in the last couple of years. I'm sure there has. Right, GPT-5 Codex. So let's close all the Sonnet ones. Right, we've got the GPT-5 Codex ones open there. So let's put our prompts back in. And let's see how this does. I wonder if OpenAI's endpoints are just getting a bit overloaded. Mind you, Codex, this seems to be faster than GPT-5 was, so who knows? Who knows? Let's let it do its thing. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, I'm sorry I haven't edited this to condense it down, but I think it's probably valuable for people to see, you know, how long these things take and, you know, what can go wrong, as we've already seen. This seems to be a bit more straightforward. It hasn't added lots of extra stuff in that I didn't ask for, like GPT-5 did. That's very similar to Claude, you know. Make a server-side script, make a client-side script, make a template, make CSS. So, yeah, hopefully this one will be a bit more functional out the box without us having to do any tweaking. But yeah, we're waiting for the API now, so yeah, maybe they're just busy. Oh, it's going to edit files. Let's zoom out so we can see what it does. While it's doing this, actually, let's look at the costs of the models on OpenRouter. So GPT-5 costs $1.25 per million input tokens and $10 per million output tokens. Codex, so that's what, $1.25, 10. Codex is the same, but it's supposedly optimized more for coding, whereas obviously standard GPT-5 is the general purpose version. Sonnet is a lot more expensive, so that's $3 per million input and $15 per million output, so it's double the cost for input tokens and 1.5 times the cost for output tokens. So, oh, there we go, we've got all of our stuff. Now before we go into it, I'm going to fix the business criticality, because we know that's going to be a problem, so let's just do that. Right, let's see what GPT-5 Codex has done. Let's just move this over here. See, this is the kind of this is what I would have expected from standard GPT-5. So this isn't bad at all. This is nice and clean. So for each service we've got search. So yeah, the search seems to be working. Criticalities, that's only got most critical, and then when you select it, the filter doesn't work, so that's a bug that it would need to fix. The owners are all there though, so that's good. The styling and the layout of the search could do with a bit of help. I don't dislike the grid view, and it's made everything the same size, so it is a proper grid. There's no missing gaps or anything like that. So yeah, is the business criticality stuff broken because of the misspelled name? Yeah, it is. Let's do that. I didn't see that extra one below it. So let's refresh that. There we go. Yeah, they're all going to fall over with that, aren't they? Because they're not going to be expected to be misspelled. So there you go. That's GPT-5 Codex. So that one cost, what, 18 cents to do that. Pretty good, I think. Pretty good. They don't do anything when you click on them, but again, we didn't ask for that, so it hasn't assumed. So yeah, that's quite good. I'm quite impressed with Codex there. Right, what are we going to test next? Grok Code Fast. I found this to be quite decent as well. So I'll be interested to see how well this one does on this challenge. So let's go back out of here. Let's open Grok 4. We want the services one, which is that one. Let's open these up. I mean, you can attach images to the record and then tell it to display them. So we could do that. but none of them actually have images on them at the moment, so there's nothing to display. But that's how we do it in our catalog at work. Every service has got an image, an icon, and then it just includes it. Because I haven't set that up on the records, there's nothing for it to do. But yeah, it's a good idea for an improvement. Right, let's do Grok Code. Grok Code Fast 1 is actually not Grok 4. Excuse me. Okay. Whilst doing that, I'm just gonna filter my widgets list. So ID starts with LLM test, and I'll sort them by name just so it's easier for me to find them. Okay, so it's read the files, it knows they're all empty. Again, it's created a to-do list. Interesting then, the glide record query on this is pretty simple. It's not doing as much as some of the others, but there's our HTML. Are you gonna, is this filter gonna, no, there we go. And sort by name. There we go. To make my life a bit easier. Right. Style the widget with CSS. So this is the kind of thing that it'll do. So it'll try and edit it, and then it'll say the edit was unsuccessful, and then do it again. Okay, I think that's done. So it should say it's completed. Task completed with a description. Okay, let's see how Grok manages. Wow. I know this has created a placeholder, so if there are images, then it'll put the image in, so that's nice. Criticalities are... Okay, so the filter doesn't seem to be working. Good start. The owner one is working. I think the criticality isn't working because of the probably the misspelling again, because if you look, the criticality field, the criticality is blank. So let's just check. Yeah, of course it is. Interestingly, that it's got the criticalities there. We're not breaking it; it's already broken. It's not our fault that ServiceNow can't spell. There we go. So most critical. See there, the filter. I'm wondering if they've just built that. If it's just built that. Yeah, it's just done that. You see, rather than using the ones in the table. So that's a bug we would ask it to fix. We would say, no, you've hard coded the criticalities in the HTML. Please fix it. Because interestingly, for the owners, it hasn't done that. It's built it from the return records. But regardless, that's I quite like the hover effect on that as well. That's what Grok has managed. So there we go. So what's next? Gemini. Now I've got high hopes for Gemini. For a while, Gemini was my go-to coding LLM for quite a while, because I found it just to have the best adherence to what you wanted it to do. Let me just close the Grok once again. Just how much did the Grok one cost? We don't have a cost. Oh, there's no cost for Grok on mine, because Kilo Code are currently doing a promotion where you get Grok Code for free for a small amount of time. So yeah, that didn't cost me anything, that one. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, that's not going to be the case for long. Right, Gemini. Do I have Gemini? I don't have Gemini in here at the moment. I'm just going to switch to default and then just do it in here. So Gemini 2.5 Pro. So same prompt as usual. Let's see what we get. There's our to-do list. Now this is doing what I would expect it to do. It's typical, isn't it? The one I chose to do first was the slowest one, and took us the longest. And the rest of them, we've done like what, 4 of us in the amount of time it took us to do one with GPT-5. So there you go. Right then, I've created the widget as requested. There's our completion text telling us what we've done. So let's see how it looks. Let's see how Gemini looks. Very similar to GPT-5. Again, I keep forgetting to fix the business criticality. Let's do that in the server script. There's one there. Is there any more? That should be it, I think. There we go. Search. Yeah. Criticality filter. Yeah. And owner. Yeah. And then clear filters. So there you go, that's what Gemini came up with. What do we have next? Qwen 3 coder. I've not used this either very much, but someone said it was good, so let's give it a try. Qwen 3 coder services. Open, 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 open. Let's ask Qwen 3. Gemini cost 22 cents there. Qwen 3 coder. I'm guessing is that one. Wow. Okay. Okay, it's done some weirdness with the spelling of the business criticality. Oh, I'll wait till it's finished. Not sure what's going on there. This is pretty fast. Okay, there we go. The completion's pretty similar to all the others, telling us what it's done. Let's just fix the... Oh, interesting. So this has created new files rather than using the ones that we told it to use. So I'm going to have to copy these in. That is interesting. I don't know why it's done that. So CSS is that. The template is that's. I mean, I could have said, you know, use the currently open files to do it. I didn't think it was necessary, but maybe some LLMs do need that. Client script. and the server script, which we're going to have to fix. So as I say, the business criticality, it's done that. Business criticality. So let's just fix that. And let's see what the Qwen result looks like. It would help if I was on the right page when I refreshed it. Okay, we don't actually have anything displayed. So, who knows why that's not working. Let me just check to make sure that what I actually saved went to the widget. Sure did. Pushing them. Ah, I don't think that's going to make any difference, but we'll try it anyway. It's yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, so that one's a fail. That hasn't worked straight away. It's done. It's tried to do something. Let me see if I can edit it in here and see if it'll fix it. I don't think it will. Let's try it. No. So we get a filter box, but no actual content is displayed. So we're not going to try debugging it. We're just going to say it's failed. So okay. Shame. I had high hopes for Qwen 3, but anyway. Right, Deepseek. Let's see how Deepseek can do. Deepseek 3.1 services. Boom. 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 And boom. So I mean, the Qwen one only cost 6 cents, which is good because it didn't work. So you've got more credits to iterate on, I suppose, and say, oh, this doesn't actually do anything. But yeah, as a one-shot test, it wasn't great. Right, Deepseek 3.1. See you later, mate. Thanks for joining, and yeah, if you want to, just drop me a line tomorrow and we can have a look at setting it up if you want to have a play. Oh, actually, I don't know if I've got much free time tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thanks for joining. Right, the server script is doing its thing. Oh, sorry about that. I'm going to just fix that while we're here. And then there as well. Oh. That's really funny though. Did I? Are you sure? Oh yeah, you're right. Thanks, Pete. And hello. Oh. Okay. That's fine. We can stop. If I cancel that, and then I forgot I was copying and pasting between the things, so they didn't. So it would have been in the clipboard, wouldn't it? Create a portal widget. There we go. Let's make sure that's on my clipboard again. There we go. It's magical. Interesting. La la la. Interesting. It's added a few extra things that we didn't ask for. But that might be good. I'm not sure that's going to work, actually. But anyway. Yeah, I think that's making some incorrect assumptions about the code, but let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. How many more we got after this? 2 more. I was going to do some other stuff as well, but because the GPT-5 took a bit longer than I was expecting, we'll leave the rest for now. We'll just do the service ones. So once we've got our Deepseek one, let's see what that looks like. Get filters from URL. Interesting. So is that saying that you can go to a specific page? Yeah, so this is adding quite a bit of functionality that I wasn't expecting. That might not be a bad thing if it works, but I'm not sure it will. But it's doing some interesting things. But all this so far has only cost 4 cents, so. But if it's utterly unusable, then you know, and no amount of fixing is going to fix it. Ah, it's found a syntax error that it wants to fix. Oh, it found a bug that it introduced itself. Okay. Okay, apparently the widget is complete. So let's see what Deepseek has done. Yeah, I was expecting that to work. I have opened the right widget, haven't I? Test services. Yeah. Yeah, it's used. I think it's made assumptions about the Angular environment we've got in Service Portal. Yeah, there you go. So it's got the syntax incorrect. I actually don't hate what it's tried to do though, the layout. Obviously it's a fail because it's just not worked, but I can see what it's going for. Not sure about the gradient, but again, that's personal preference, I suppose. So yeah, that's Deepseek. Okay. Cool. What is next? Next up we have Llama 4 Maverick. I know I've not used this for anything, so I've got no idea how this is going to go. Llama 4 is Meta's one. So Llama 4 Maverick, there we go. Let's go. Is that the prompt? Yes, it is. let's see how it goes. It wants to create a new one. So I'm going to reject that. I'm actually going to tell it, because I don't want to go through the hassle of having to copy and paste everything. I am going to tell it are already open. Please use them. Yeah, there we go. Just to save me some time at the end. This might be a bit bare bones, but we'll see. Okay, so it's not doing what some of the others have done, where it's integrated the search and everything into the initial version that it's created. It's created a bare bones version and it's expanding on it. But I don't think this is going to look that great. But you never know, we might be pleasantly surprised. Not necessarily if we will be. Oh, it hasn't synced it, but have I used the wrong... Oh, even though we said the files are open, it hasn't used them. So that's quite the thing. So I am going to have to copy and paste everything. Do you know what I'm going to do? Actually, no, it's not going to work if I try and do that. What did he call it? A service card view? Yep. Okay, client script. Server script. Yes, it's very, very bare bones. If it does work, it's not going to be great. CSS. The template. I mean, that template's not got a lot in it either. Yeah, wow, great. I mean, it's done the basics, but it hasn't really... What did the initial prompt... Does the prompt say what we want? Yeah, show key details like name, description, business criticality on it. Hasn't done any of that. It's just created an incredibly bare bones. So it hasn't really followed our instructions at all. So it's done the bare minimum, and that's not even done the bare minimum. So okay, last one we're going to test then is GLM 4.6. So this is a pretty new model that's been very, very well regarded, but how well it does at ServiceNow, I've got no idea. This is from ZAI in China, I believe. So let's open up this one. Catalog. No, services. So HTML, CSS, server script, client controller. Make sure we send the prompt. Let's go. That's the examine existing files. So there we go. That knows to use the files we've got open already. So that's good. Perfect. I can see the structure is basic with empty template files. Okay, this looks a bit more promising. I know I'm gonna have to fix the business criticality field name again, but that's fine. I could, you know, I mean, if you know field names and things like that, and you want it to use specific fields, then you put that in the prompt. But anyway, okay, yeah, this is looking a bit better. It's actually got, you know, it's actually got something in it as opposed to like 10 lines of nonsense. Let's see what it does with the client script. Ah, yeah. Now it's going to do the CSS. Okay, this is adding quite a lot of styling, so I'm expecting this to look pretty cool. Let's add some accessibility stuff into the HTML, which is cool. Oh, let me add more accessibility. It's not accessible enough. It wants to add even more. Okay, shipping. Oh, it wants to add even more accessibility features. Okay. And then finalize the template. Okay. Is this going to be it? No. Oh, final accessibility CSS styles. Okay. Okay, tried to edit it but wasn't successful, so it's going to try it again. So this, you'll probably reread the existing file again just to make sure it knows what it's supposed to be editing, and then try and make the change again. Yeah, that's worked. Is that going to be it? Okay. There we go. So it successfully made it. So it says. So let's see what we've got. GLM 4.6. Okay, interesting. So it's tried to get criticality from a table that doesn't exist. So that's not a good start. I'm disappointed in that, I have to say. I'm tempted, because this is the last one, so we'll mark it up as it's a fail because it hasn't done it correctly. But I'm intrigued to see what all the styling that it's created looks like. So I'm gonna ask it to fix that. So CMN criticality doesn't exist. Use returned in DR. The values returned an initial glide record. That's not use. Let's try that. There we go. Okay, so let's fix that to obviously be 1S and 1S there. Let's see if that works. No, well, it doesn't give us an error anymore, but it's not displaying anything. That's disappointing. Why is it doing that? Oh well, that's a shame. I might play with that a bit more, just because I'm curious to see what it comes up with, but anyway. Right, so let's look at some of our results and then see what we like. So we know some of them not going to have anything on them or going to be broken, so we'll get rid of those straight away. So GPT-5, we got something. Sonnet, we got something. GPT-5 Codex, we got something. As with Grok. And with Gemini. Qwen 3, no. Deepseek, no. Llama, no. GLM, no, but I'm going to play with it. So I'm going to leave that open to remind me to do that. So let's look at the... let's see which one we like the most. GPT-5 isn't bad. I think the filter bar probably looks best on GPT-5 than... No, actually, no, Sonnet looks best. GPT-5 Codex's filter bar is not really styled at all. Grok's one is okay, but it doesn't have a clear filter button. Gemini's is pretty good. And I really like the one that GLM was coming up with. That's why I want to play with it a bit more, because I quite like the search box that it's created. So the actual cards of the services, the GPT-5 one is a bit bare bones. But a bit of work could improve that. Sonnet one, I like, but then again, that's, like I said, I like purple, so that's good. But I quite like the way it's put these little badges for the business criticality and the status as well. So that's pretty good. I don't know why you get a clock when you click on view details though. I'm not sure what that's all about. GPT-5's, again, I like the fact that the grid is all aligned, that it's used fixed heights for the cards. So yeah, again, just to show about the search bar really. Grok's would look good if all of the items had their own image, I think. If we populated images for everything and then they all were visible with an icon specific to them, I think that would look pretty cool. Gemini's is quite similar to the GPT ones, I think. Just using the standard panel. So the heading of the panel is the name. Most of the services don't have a description, unfortunately. But I do quite like the criticality in the owner display at the bottom. That's quite nice. Again, I think if we updated this to include pictures and fixed the fixed height of the panels, I think that would look quite good. So which one do we prefer the most? I'm going to say it's a toss-up between Sonnet, Codex, and Grok. I think those are the 3 best ones. And I think with tweaking and asking the LLM to make changes, I think you can get something really nice out of all of them. I mean, you could with GPT-5 and Gemini as well, but it might need a little bit more work. But I would say I can't decide between these 3. So Sonnet 4.5, GPT-5 Codex, and Grok Code at the top. Then probably Gemini 2.5, and then GPT-5. And then the others didn't really work. So what time is it? I've actually got a few minutes, so I might have a look. Let's do it on stream. Let's see if we can see what's going on with this one. Is it actually, what's it actually doing? So for each service, it's trying to repeat by service, but it's not populated, so there's nothing to repeat in there. Now, what I'm going to do here is something that I do in real life when I'm coding something. If one LLM doesn't quite get something right, sometimes it's worth switching to a different one and asking it to look at what the other one's created and see if it can figure out what's wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to let's use Sonnet. Switch to Sonnet and just say when the widget loads, you can see the filter bar, but nothing is displayed. But no services are displayed, sorry. Can you see any issues that would cause this? And note that business criticality is the correct spelling. There is an error on the table itself. Let's see if Sonnet can look at this and go, ah, that's why that's not working. I'm not sure that is the script uses both business criticality and oh, there might be one I missed. Okay, so maybe that's all it is. It's trying to order by and retrieve a field that doesn't exist. So maybe that's all it is. In which case, that's not a fault with GLM. No, that's not. That's not all it is. Okay. Can you optimize, simplify the service script? I don't think we need to do GR queries on list of criticalities and users, as we can just use the values from the original GR query. Sometimes if I spot that there's an error, or that I think something's not been done in the absolute correct way, then I'll give it a nudge and say, I think you should do it like this, and it will probably do it. Oh, we got an API error. Right, okay, so I've asked it to optimize it and get rid of any the what I think are the pointless glide record queries. So there we go. Has that made any difference? No, so that certainly looks better at a glance. Page still doesn't show any services. And you check the HTML template to make sure it's correct. There could be a typo in the HTML template, so there you go. It's using C data services, but it should just be data services. Okay. I don't think that is actually the issue, but these are being resynced, aren't they? Yes, they are. This is vibe coding at its finest. External services being displayed. Please check all the widget files to see if you can find the issue. Oh, it's done another Angular issue. Okay. I think GLM probably thinks we're using a different version of Angular than we really are, maybe. There we go. That's what it is. Okay, so interesting. That's not what I was expecting to see. So we have our filter. The service owner still isn't working, but I'm not too fussed about that. I just wanted to see what the actual page looked like. The search is working. Does view details do anything? Not at the moment. Well, that's cool. Okay, well there we go. That's what we missed out on the first time around. I don't hate it, but it's not as nice as I was expecting. I do like the fact that it's coloured the business criticality boxes in badges in different colours depending on how critical they are. So that's cool. So there we go. Okay, I think I'll call it there then. So yeah, here's our my three winners: Sonnet 4.5, Codex, and Grok 4. So there you go. I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. I might do another one of these another time. I might maybe look at improving the prompt a little bit to make it a bit more explicit about some of the extra features. Funnily enough, when I tried this in the last video I did, I said that the widget we got linked to all the different services, so you could click on one and see more information about it, which, you know, I didn't ask for. Maybe because I put extra context, put extra requirements in this one, they tried to stick to what I'd put rather than just adding extra things in to make it look cool. Maybe it thought, oh well, he specifically said he wants these things, so we'll give him those things, as opposed to just give me a widget that shows all the services. And they went, okay, this might be a cool thing to add. But anyway, there you go. That's a quick look at how some of the different LLMs create service portal widgets. Oh, let's go through the cost actually of our ones that actually did work. We won't count GLM because we use Sonnet for that as well. So GPT-5 cost, other one here, excellent, 51 cents. I think that was GPT-5, was it? Yep. So 51 cents for GPT-5. Sonnet was 30 cents. Cool. Codex was 18 cents. And Grok, well, didn't cost us anything because it's free at the moment. So if you compare the price to what they were, what you get, I think the Codex one was the cheapest, and it gave us a baseline to work on. I mean, we'd need to iterate on all of them, so maybe Codex is the winner if you look at the pricing. 18 cents for that. I'll let you be the judge. Leave a comment in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube. But I'll just leave it at that. Thanks for the people who joined and chatted while I was doing this live. This took a bit longer than I expected, but it was good fun. We've learned a lot, hopefully. I don't know, have we learned a lot? It's, you know, different LLMs excel at different things, so yeah. There you go. And I'm going to end the stream now, so see you soon.